What happened? What do you mean? I got banned. Doesn't it say it got disconnected? It does, because it said it on my side. Bombi, are you still here, Bombi? Whenever you hear somebody like that last dude, you get everybody is entertained by that dude. But do you get worried that people like that live among us? Like he is the dangerous type. What's up, Mia? How are you, beautiful? Thank you, Jan. Like these are people that he easily could be in Pittsburgh. He easily could be living 20 minutes from my house. I'm great, Mia. Thank you, love. Where's that terrorist Bombi at? Another feather in my cap, of course. And I'd love to know, how do these people, like B Love has been coming to my life, Julian, same thing. They've been coming into my lives for well over a year. Well over, especially Julian. How the fuck do they find me? Obviously, I guess the For You page or whatever. But how does that dude get such confidence to come up here, call everybody dumb as fuck, spew his bullshit, and reality is he's dumb as fuck. Somebody share this to that terrorist Bombi. Thank you for the harmonies. Hi, Michelle. How are you, love? Thank you, Douglas. America first? Question mark? I'm good, Michelle. Happy holidays. Thank you, Jeannie. Jeannie set me up. I asked her the first time we ever sat together, is it Janae or Jeannie? And she answered me directly, Janae. So every single time I sat with her, I call her Janae. How do you get tags like that? Just hold on before you go, Nora. Under Douglas Stewart, it says dislikes lying, and then it says enjoys drama. Why does it say those tags? But it says nothing else. You're fine, Jeannie. Go ahead, Nora. What do you got?
I want. Are you dragging Bambi? So let's drag together. Me and you teams today. What do you think?
No, no, no. To be honest,
Come
I mean,
on,
believe me, you could
shit.
drag her. I'm all about that. No problem. I'm all about
Damn.
dragging Bombi. I'm all about terrorist on terrorist crime. I'm a big fan of
I'm
that.
not
You know
terrorist, ya
that.
haywan.
But what I wanted Bombi to screen record as I deliver a message to Team No Shame.
Oh yeah, she's a
That what?
snitch. She does
Yeah, of
this.
course,
She
of
works. Yeah,
course, of
she works.
course.
She works with the club. You know, the dogs. But anyways, yeah. Can somebody shout her, please? Please.
Why did you start disliking her?
Bro, she's fake, bro. She made a lot of lies about me, bro. What are you talking about?
What's the number one lie she told about you?
She's fucking. She told me that I forced her to support Hamas, and also she told Daniela basically that I basically plan it to open a panel about her and let people drug her, which is not that was not true. She's the one that requested of what I was just talking to people, and people just attacked her because she chills with desires every day, and she gives more to her panel desires. So yeah, people attacked her. So she made a lie about me again, a lot. You understand that,
Mm,
Dave? You
I
understand that, right?
understand.
Even though she was doing that, I was not against her, right? She used to come to my panel. She used to chill with me, but she lied about my name. Like, why are you doing that? She wants attention, and she wants some people feel sorry for her. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Yes, Yakir. Can you share to Bambi, Yakir? Yalla.
Yakir, do you know how to screen record?
She does.
Well, no, no, I mean that sincerely because I want him to screen record and he could take the recording and send it to his wife. Yakir, tell me when the screen recording has begun.
Okay, so tell me when. Can you let me up when Bambi comes here, please?
Of course,
Thank you.
of course. So, Yakir, do you know how to screen record? Yakir, you're saying what? Do you know how to screen record? Yes. Can you start screen recording? Dave, he doesn't know English. Serious, I'll bring you back up. Okay, so you don't. Okay, fair enough. I knew that was going to be way too fucking complicated. Somebody get fucking Bombi in here. Bombi can't come in without getting real your favor. Are you not aligned with Bombi? Bombi's your people, no? Are you embarrassed, Nora, that she is now hanging out with the people that she's hanging out with? Because to be fair, I'm embarrassed of the people that are hanging out with Bombi. Very embarrassing. Too funny. And it seems like Picmisha has moved into the category of hashtag Team No Shame, which I guess shouldn't be that surprising, but it's funny how people latch on and hold on for dear life. Who came after Bianca? Stop trying to make fetch work. I don't even know what that means. Matilda. The fuck you talking about? Savvy and Daniela went after Bianca. Of course they did. It's a Mean Girls reference. Oh, the fetch work thing? See, I don't watch movies, but you're. What does that mean, Jeannie? Not Douglas with the dog emoji. What are we? Yeah, Kira, listen. Maybe hire somebody to help you get some good like lines to take shots at people. Hire somebody, and then they could type it out for you, and you could copy and paste it. Like if you see so and so, copy and paste this and send it. That'll help you out a lot, I feel. You know what I mean? Because some of the shit does not make sense. Dog, and then a dog emoji, and then lust. No, I don't think that's going to land. That's not going to bring people in off the streets. You know what I mean? I find it crazy that Bombi is not here. Meanwhile, any other time, she has no problem being here. Thank you, Liberated Beautiful. Why do you think Bombi is not here? I sent her. But Yakir, I would seriously hire somebody and have them type out like different shots you could fire at people. You know what I mean? That way it lands a little bit more. How is fire? Me? Let's see you here. Healed, what are you rolling your eyes at, Healed? What's wrong, Healed? Are you pissed off at what I'm saying? I'm only trolling. I know, Yakir. It is weird though, Yakir. There was one day where you were speaking like perfect English, understood everything I was saying. That was a little bit weird. But here we are. I'll bring people up in a minute. I just want to give Bombi a minute to come in. Who's that? Liberated Bombi is a terrorist on this app that she befriended people that are not terrorists by gifting them lions and whatnot. And I just want to give her a message directly to take back to Team No Shame. I don't like nor trust her, of course, and I agree with you. Especially when I was saying for weeks, at any point, a terrorist could go back to being a terrorist, and she went back to her terroristic ways by disrespecting Tao. But yet, there are dumb fucks that defend it. Needs handler approval. All right, Yakir, I'm going to block you on this one. I'm just done with you two. See ya. Yakir, whenever you fucking hear me scream your wife's name for 4 minutes straight, then I will take that insult or advice in any way you want me to take it. But when there's a video out there of her saying Dave, 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 Dave for 4 minutes straight, I just come out. I cannot take that in a serious way. You know what I mean? That makes sense, right? Little Dave, little ego, or not little ego, broken ego. What was the ego? Bruised ego, Dave. Dave, Dave. Too funny. Yes, little Dave. Dawood, yes. I mean, come on. What was that feather guy's name? I need to follow that guy because he is the type that goes in that Tariq's broadcast. He is definitely the type. Free Iran. Good morning, Free Iran. Host, what does your state rate in education? I have no clue. Pastic. What are we doing? All right, let's just see what we got. All right, I let all four up. I know Mrs. Corey. I know Liberated.
Faggot.
We got a guy.
Faggot
What
ass
the
nigga.
fuck? All right, so I'm glad you waited in the queue for that. Spice, how are you sleeping? I've been live for. How is that possible? I've been live for 16 minutes.
And somebody said a slur.
All right, Mrs. Corey, what do you got,
You may
love?
want to. You may want to. Oh, I don't know if you dropped them or not, but I don't know how sensitive TikTok is. But so let's
What's
see here.
snort?
Which
Wait,
group is?
wait, Mrs. Corey? Should I have been more concerned about the dude flashing his nipple, or Mrs. Corey, or spicy fucking snoring?
Well, you got rid of him. So, but somebody
Yes.
said a slur. So I was just saying, if you didn't hear it, TikTok is really sensitive.
Well, I
So,
think that was the dude flashing his nipple.
oh, it was. Oh,
Yeah,
Lord,
the
I'm
spice
sorry.
person, they were snoring.
I was walking around, so I wasn't at my iPad to see who was doing what. Thank God.
I got you. So,
Um,
first of all, happy holidays. What brings you up, love?
So let's see. I swing by your live every now and then to see what the
You
topic
do.
of the day is, and it's always the same.
Right.
But let's see, which group is the biggest failure? Oh goodness.
But
Well,
we've
I
already
mean,
gone
if
over,
I
Mrs. Corey, we've already
mhm.
had this conversation where you spend a crazy amount of time trying to explain away why Black Americans are one of the biggest failures. My
But we're
question of
not.
the day is
Okay.
just very simple. If all of Black America was forced to leave the United States, what would the rest of America
Forest,
miss out on?
forest.
I'm sorry, can you speak up? What would we miss out on?
Oh, so if let's say we never existed here in America.
No, let's just say starting right now, starting today, Trump says
Sure.
all black Americans must leave. And let's pretend there's no fight, just magically it happens. Besides sports, what would we miss out on?
And entertainment, do we get to take our
Oh,
inventions
you
with
could
us
take
as well?
whatever the fuck you could take whatever the fuck you want.
So
Just
no
keep in mind,
stoplights.
hold on. I can I can listen to Irish music here in the United States. So if you guys get deported elsewhere, I can still listen to the rap music, right? So so you're
And
saying we would
blues and
miss.
jazz and country
Sure,
music.
of course. Amazon Music has it all. My playlist has it all. So besides sports, what would we miss if all of Black Americans, everybody just had to leave?
We add to the GDP.
Okay,
I mean, and you can make that case, I guess about any group of people, right? Because
of
America
course,
is
of
a
course.
resilient country. So if we was to all pick up and leave unless they go somewhere else, we America will survive. If all Italians picked up and left, America will survive. If all any fill in the blank, America will survive. Um, so I mean, we would survive, right? It wouldn't be that's any group.
Why do people struggle with this question?
Well, because it's a question that just is not really it's not it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, well, let's just go
Because any
hypothetically.
group,
No, Mrs.
yeah,
Corey. Let's go hypothetically. White people had to evacuate this country, every single one. First of all, the wealthy black people would be paying people like me to take them with me. That's number one. And number two, it would take, I don't know, 48 hours max before this whole country is burnt to the fucking ground. That's
okay, well,
reality.
because you're talking, but that's not necessarily about race. That's about population, right? So yeah, you guys make up
What?
200 and something million, 200 and I think 4 million people. So of course, if 204 million people um, left America, that's going to bite. But we are what 14% of the population. So any group like that, if Asians left, America be okay because they don't make up a lot of the population. If Hispanics left, you know, it's the same. But when you come to white Americas, you guys are 204 million out of 360. So yeah, that's going to sting a bit. I would think. But if you take a subgroup of that, like just the Italians from that group, or just the Irish from that group,
Incredible. Incredible.
then of course we'll survive. Um,
Why is it that
and that's
nobody
a
could
that's a
just
more
answer the
fair
question?
because we are a small percentage of America. If
Nobody,
you take
nobody.
a
The debate is not about what percentage black people are versus white people. It is just very simple. If if one group of people, either
uh-huh.
side, had to just leave the country, what would happen in the country after they left? And to me, if it was just black people left in this country would burn to the ground
You're saying if
quickly.
black people left the country, it will burn
Oh
to
my
the
God,
ground.
Mrs. Corey,
I'm sorry. Say that again, host.
once again, Mrs. Corey, you come up here. Okay, I feel that you're intelligent, but you come up here and at times you play dumb, and you use that as a defense for the nonsense that you defend. Point blank.
Host, you asked me what would happen to America if black people left, and I said America will still carry on
And then what was the
because we
second?
are a
What
small
was the second
percentage of the
question? What was
population.
the second question I asked, Mrs. Corey?
You said what would happen if white people left, right?
Very good.
And I said,
Yes.
white people, you're talking about 204 million Americans. So, of course, if you have 204
But
million
the
people
question
up and
was not
leave,
okay.
now, will certain cities in America survive? Of course. So, of course. But the
Okay.
whole, it would be
She's nice, yes.
problematic.
She's very nice.
I am nice. But I mean, what
You
I'm
are,
trying
you
to
are,
understand,
but I feel
because this is
that
about
okay.
numbers, right? Not necessarily about race. This is
No,
about numbers.
no, that's not number. It's not about numbers. It's about if one race leaves the country, what happens to the country? Hypothetically, of course. All right. The question was not what is the correct percentage when it comes to whites versus blacks in this country. That wasn't the question. But as always, what you do is you're asked a very direct question, and what you do is you give at times a long-winded answer based in facts that have nothing to do with what was asked. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the question itself is
Yeah.
not really rooted in. You can if it was 200 million Black Americans here, then I
We're still
could say
going after.
okay,
Okay. Go ahead.
but it's not. So we are not in bigger numbers. So you can't really compare the two because we're a small group in the big scheme of things. That's why I said if you broke it down, where if you say if the Italians left, America would chug on because
Right. And if that was my
they're
question,
a
that would
smaller
be
percentage of that 204 million. But if 204 million people left, of course America would be affected by that because it's just statistically we would be affected by that.
somebody said in the chat, right into said, ask it in a different way. What value do black people provide the country?
Our buying power, our innovation, our contribution to America when it comes to medicine, when it comes to education, when it comes to the criminal justice system. We're loyal to this country. We will, if have
You're
to,
loyal to
join.
this country?
Absolutely.
Elaborate on that.
We are loyal to this country. We serve in the
What,
military.
elaborate. Of course, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah,
What
we,
else?
we,
How else
we
are
serve
you
it.
loyal to the country?
We love this country. We are true patriots. We fight to make this country better. We don't
What?
just sit on our hands and when the government is not doing what it should, we go out, we protest to bring
Well,
awareness
then,
to what
yeah,
the
but there are
government is
times
or
where
not
you,
doing.
right. Well, there are times where you go out and protest and you're not very loyal to your city or to the country. You tend to burn stuff down and loot.
Okay, there's a difference between protesting and rioting. I don't make no excuse for the people that go out and tear stuff down. Shame on them.
Right.
And actually, these people that do that, they stomp on our causes, because when we're trying to bring awareness to certain issues and when we're trying to get the public on our side, you have these chaos agents that will come in and burn things down, and then it tramples on our message of what we're trying to do. So I don't make any excuses for those people. But when you're talking about uh, protesting to get laws passed for criminal justice reform, we had 2,000 peaceful protests, and unfortunately, we had these groups that just decided that they wanted to rail against the government and attach themselves to our movement, and we don't. That's not what we want, because the goal is to get the public on our side, not to have the public turn against us because of these morons that went out and burned stuff down. So that's not what we were about. You just had these people, and it wasn't just black people that was out there rioting. You had other people, Antifa, people that members of the Antifa that rail against the government. They're out there burning stuff down. That's not the message that we were trying to put out there. Um, and again, there's a difference between protesting and rioting, right? We were protesting, trying to bring awareness to this issue. They were out there just trying to tear stuff up because they're idiots.
All right, Mrs. Corey, as always, I appreciate you, love, and I hope you have a great day. I don't know. Come on. Come on. Thank God. Mrs. Corey's a good person. Once again, I think she's very long-winded, and I mean, whatever. She never answers the question directly, but that's a lot of people, to be fair. So for those leg humpers that are in here, all right, I hope Sajida and all those people screen record and take this back to the pathological liar, right? Just a few things off the top of my head. Last night, that terrorist Bombi came up here, and I said, Daniela didn't apologize for lying. And the leg humper, number one leg humper in charge, and Daniela, they proceeded to run a live playing from my YouTube, which I appreciate the YouTube views, of course. A time where Daniela did apologize for something that was before what happened over the last 10 days. That's number one. Number two, and where they got triggered is when I said the leg humper in chief and Daniela will never, ever, ever step foot in my life again. And that's where they got very triggered. And keep in mind, the pathological liar says, I will never, ever speak about you, but does nothing but, in a weird way, scream my name. It's kind of weird. So that was a lie. That, obviously. And this is reality. Whether you guys like it or not, this is reality. A lot of you know me from before the Middle East war came in here, came to my broadcast, and we have talked about that for a great amount of time. But Daniela is not the first person to be here in a consistent way and then me say, enough is enough, you're cut off. And historically, what happens is people lash out. They lash out, and a couple things happen. Maybe they try and do their own thing, or they grasp on to somebody else that gets, at least a few views or whatever. But usually what happens is about 90 days later, this is not if, it is 1000%, that remember when Daniela said, you only get views talking about me. That's a lie, right? You saw the last live, whatever it was. I don't remember what the highest was or what the average was, but that is a lie. I said there's no one, if we're talking about the history of the war or talking about the war in the Middle East, there's not many people that I feel that are better than Daniela. I will give her credit there. But any other topic, literally anything else, there's not much there, right? So if you paid attention, whenever I said I was done with the Middle East, Daniela said it herself the other day, apparently, that she would be in the queue for 45 minutes. And I don't think she's very productive on many other subjects. And every single time, that whole group, the team No Shame, tell me one person over there that has a personality. I could think of one possibly, but tell me one that has a personality. Tell me one that could go live, talk one-on-one with opposition. I did mention a name earlier, and it was a dude that sits over there, and it's not the cock-sucking anti-Semitic prick, Kapora. I gave the credit to the other dude, but I think he could hold a conversation. I challenge anyone, anybody over there, from the little leg humper savvy to even Daniela, just go one-on-one, talk to people. And the reason why they cannot is you can't hold a conversation. You could ask one question, but then the follow-up, you're kind of stuck. And if you pay attention to whenever this whole fallout happened before, or when it first started happening, Daniela took the approach that, well, you're getting Jews to fight. That's anti-Semitic. What are you talking about? I'm not Jewish. I'm fighting you. Right? So she changed her angle there. So it's very simple. All right? For once, stick to your word. Don't mention me. right? Don't do it. And just keep in mind the negative about doing this at this time is what happens is people will find Daniela on another live looking for a response. So my advice is this. If you're one of these people that get on her neck, if you want to keep doing it, keep doing it. But what I'm going to do is ignore and proceed when it comes to her after today. Anytime I see anybody, somebody type W Daniela, blocked, see it, gone. Okay, AII, blocked, right? Any leg humpers, gone right away. Just blocked. Now, granted, I'm not going to go to all 22 of my accounts and block you motherfuckers. But when I see you on the next account that I'm on, then I'll block you. So if you want to hump legs, go hump legs. I have no problem with it. And reality is, there is nobody over there, with the exception of the one dude that I said could 100% run a broadcast, get people to come in and engage in a dialogue. Unless Daniela is talking about me or other drama, and every time she looks up and sees between 30 and 90 views, think of me. Just blurt out my name out of nowhere, like you did whenever you tried to tell Coptic what to do. Right? Zero personality, inability to have a conversation. Now, you could steamroll people. You could scream over them. You could drop them. You could mute them. That's what you do. Not only, well, every live you go to, right? Because you must have mod. And that's that. Not me saying, Dave, stop. So every time, and just, I hope you screen record this and we could circle back to it in 90 days. All right, screen record it. And I asked Bombi, what is 90 days from today? She struggled with that. Regardless, if the rule is, I'm not going to talk about people that aren't there, 40 to 90 views. Prove me wrong. Not going to happen. I have been proven right every step of the way. When I said you're a pathological liar, what you did is you started a live thinking I didn't have a replay. Then I put the replay up and you still lied. Then whenever I said Daniela did not apologize for just flat out lying, what the pathological liar did is she had the leg humper in chief go to my YouTube, once again appreciate it, but go to my YouTube and pull a clip of Daniela apologizing for the last time she got caught in a lie. And then played it as if that, aha, Dave, I got you. And that is why they are team no shame. They know they're lying. When Daniela started up alive and said that I was lying about her mistranslating what Asher, what that letter said. And once again, I'm not defending Asher. Fuck Asher. I don't give a fuck about that dude. She opened up a live saying I was lying. She knew deep down that she mistranslated it on purpose. But her natural reaction is to respond with another lie. And I will say that I appreciate there are very few people, one mainly, that are saying get off her neck. And I said, I'm going to talk about it this morning, and then I will pay you $50 every time I mention Daniela or Savvy ever again. Every time I mention Daniela or the leg humper in chief, I have to Zelle $50. It's not going to happen. Just like the other two people that I said, never again on my broadcast. Haven't been back. Not even in the chat. And if I were to see them in the chat, they would be blocked instantly. So just every time you go in to Team No Shame, whether it's Daniela, the leg humper in chief, the anti Semitic cock sucking fat slob, and you see between 30 and 90 views, just put in the chat, Dave was right again. Now, the good news for them is if they could drum up some fake WWE drama, maybe it gets better. And that's where Daniela is going to be torn, right? Sorry, my phone's about to die. And that's where Daniela will be torn. Do I really go live and embarrass myself and prove Dave right? And historically, what happens is whenever I'm done. And I'm thinking of really five people. One disappeared for a while and said they were sick. The other one tried a different language, tried speaking in Spanish broadcast. That was a massive failure as well, apparently. Another one has not been seen. And another one maybe sits there with 9 people. So it's going to be difficult. It's either do I embarrass myself, sit there with 12 people, 30 people, 50 people, when knowing damn well that before she would get a decent crowd. And that's why the fat cocksucking slob, anti-Semitic slob, sold out was for Daniela. Because anywhere Daniela went, whether you love her or hate her, she's guaranteed to get you 100 people in there. But if you pay attention, people are now aware of her nonsense. And it's not like that. It's just not. And I understand there are people that still adore her and will hump those legs and whatnot. And whenever people come sit here, the good thing is I try and utilize people that I agree with when they're at their best, right? When it's time to put a terrorist like Julian in charge, you probably could think of who I would talk to or want to deal with that. If it's somebody talking about the history of the war, you could think of a few names that would help with that. But when you're live by yourself, the areas you're obviously good at, they don't stick out as much. And when you're sitting with people, zero personality as a whole, where you're good at does not stick out as well there. So the question is over the next 90 days, do we sit there and prove Dave right? 40 to 90 people, unless we're starting a bullshit drama. Or do we just disappear? And I'm intrigued to see what happens. And I hope this live will be on YouTube, just like the first live. And that last guy was entertaining. The feather guy, I appreciate him. So that's that. So the equation for me is get caught in multiple lies, continue to lie, and lie again and lie again and lie again. People saw through that. And that is why you will continue to sit there, regardless if it's you or the fat fucking anti Semitic slob. Once again, if I'm you guys, once again, if you want to pay me to advise you, I'll take, we could work something out. If I was Daniela and the Kapora, I 100% would be begging Coptic to run the show. And once again, Coptic is Coptic. He says dumbass shit, whatever. Okay? But he's the only one with a personality. Does he say crazy shit? Yep. But he's the only one with a personality over there. So it's either A, you say, well, we can't let Dave, or the other option is, and I predict this as well, the one person did this, is you go and pick out different people that are running lives with huge platforms and try and pick up some people there. That's a smart move. So it's either A, you sit there with your 40 to 90 people and just, once again, just watch it yourself. Go in there, check it out. Okay, 43 people. Dave's right again. Oh, she's talking shit. We're up to 103. Just keep an eye. Luna, thank you, love. So it's either A, you say, look, Coptic, be the captain here. Run the fucking show. Personality, we'll stay on mute and shut the fuck up. Okay, we're not going to sit there and say dumb shit. At least get some people in there. Or, thank you, Luna, I appreciate you, love. Or you sit there and prove me right. Either way, I look forward to hearing from people 90 days from now on where we stand. My prediction is we're running lives in Hebrew. The leg humper in chief has some kind of translator helping her so she could still leg hump. And that's that. Is it Dr. Knockout? What happened to Ask the Doc? The last thing I have heard about Ask the Doc is one of somebody from over there, and I don't have any way of verifying it, but somebody emailed a whole bunch of nonsense that was going on over there. And because Doc hosted a live about me before, they thought I was going to run a live talking about Doc. Nah. Nah. No, thank you. But I have no problem calling out somebody that I normally agree with that lied multiple times, got caught in multiple lies, and tripled down. All right, but for now on, you can't even ask me because if I mention the liar or the leg humper in chief, I have to pay $50. So this morning is the last time I mention those two. And the good news is I've seen this movie before. I know how it ends. And it'll be a whole bunch of lashing out for about a week. Back to boring conversation. 30 to 90 is the range. And then eventually they're like, fuck, Dave is right again. Prove me wrong. Dave can't debate no offense. Coming from the person that came up and said what he said in the last life. Come on, bro. He likes to hear his own voice. Yes, guilty as charged. I am a narcissist, and I've always been told I have a voice of an angel. So, yes, 100% guilty. All right, so that is that. I'm done with this live. I'll put both lives on YouTube. Make sure the pathological liar and the leg humper in charge gets it. And that's that. Just listening. Good morning. Thank you, just listening. And congrats once again. Congrats to Pikmisha. She's now inducted into the Team No Shame group. Congrats for the dumbass shit she has said. And the good news is about being part of Team No Shame is they will sit there and defend your anti-Semitic bullshit. Could you ever imagine a person that fights for Israel and talks so highly of the IDF would ever be sitting with people that have said anti-Semitic things? Could you ever imagine that? And yet, here we are. Thank you, just listening. I appreciate you. But yet, here we are. You talk about how Bombi used to be. Think about how the pathological liar used to be. If she would hear anti-Semitic things, she would rip into them. She would crush them. And Bombi, and that's what I'm saying, Bombi. You're a leg humper as well. And imagine this, Bombi. Imagine being a pathological liar, getting called out for not apologizing. And what you do is you get the leg humper in chief to go to YouTube and pull up an apology for something else. Imagine that. And that's how pathetic you guys are. That's how pathetic you guys are. So let's go ahead and block Bombi. Gone. Anybody that wants to come in and defend Team No Shame. No, Tao gifted for that, Tao. I appreciate you, Tao. But anybody coming in and defending Team No Shame, automatically just blocked. It's that simple. Tao, I appreciate you. How many times are you gonna, and just keep in mind, just a friendly reminder, this is not the first time Daniela has been caught in lies on this app. That's reality. And I ignored all the bullshit, all the noise, and I have always said that I never treat anybody based off how they treat other people, right? Think back to whenever all the beautiful people from Israel and the pro-Israeli and those fucking terrorists joined my broadcast. If I would have listened to scumbags, I would never have been cool with Daniela. And I overlooked everything, didn't even care about it. The only time I got on Daniela's neck is whenever she lied about me multiple times. All right, so Daniela and the leg humper in chief will never, ever appear in here again. It's that simple. Even an apology. I don't want an apology because I'm just done with this conversation. And she says, well, you can't get, what are you talking about? I had more people in the last live not talking about your lying ass. Reality is less and less people on this app give a fuck about you. Nobody gives a fuck. You're an embarrassment to a lot of the pro-Israeli people. That is reality. Just fact check anything I'm saying. Tell me one person on Team No Shame that has a personality. Tell me one. Actually, I gave you one. Tell me that Daniela has not lied multiple times with multiple situations. And once again, I only got on her fucking neck whenever she lied about me. And she has tripled down on all of it. And for her to lie again and say, guess what, Dave? I did apologize. Yeah, you apologize for the second to last time you lied about me. So that is that. So once again, just be prepared for the next week, 10 days of the pathological liar and the leg humper in chief to run their mouths. And then at some point, reality sets in that the war is over. Nobody gives a fuck what Daniela has to say. Daniela was very good at defending her side, but that time is now over. Unfortunately for her, I'm glad the war is over. I'm glad the hostages are home. So I'm very glad about that. So you guys watch over the next 90 days, see what happens. And I think somebody put in the chat, March 22nd, 2026, we'll circle back to this conversation and we'll see where we're at. And every fucking time you see Daniela or the leg humper in chief or the anti-Semitic fat fucking slob Kapora sitting there with between 40 and 90 people, if you don't type in the chat, Dave was right, at least think it. And every time that pathological liar is sitting there wondering, why is nobody coming to my live anymore? Unless you start drama, which I'm sure you will. You guys could, get some WWE style drama going. But the reason is everybody sees you for what you are. A pathological liar defending anti-Semitic people. Good point, Super Dicky. That's a great point. Our new friend Feather said, sometime between now and 2023 or 2033, white people are going to be zombified. Don't ask me exactly how that's happening, but that was his main message to me this morning. So the question is was the lying worth it? I'll be honest. I think the answer from her would be yes, because she that is the only way she knows. Yay, Daniela, you apologized for the second time you lied about me after you quadrupled down. Good job, Daniela. But don't sit there and play a replay that is weeks old when you got caught in another lie since then. And you and the leg humper. Once again, I 100% appreciate the YouTube views. But let's not lie. Maybe let's lie lesser degrees of failure. That would be good. So that is that. So that will be me wrapping up. Anytime I mention the pathological liar, even saying the word pathological liar, referring to somebody, or mentioning the leg humper, that will be, I have to pay somebody $50. So the good news is you will not hear me mention them anymore. I will still get on Bombi's neck, pick Misha's neck. It's okay for me to say the anti-Semitic, cocksucking slob. And my dare to him, triple dog dare, very simple. Show your face. Show your face, bro. One time. Get on camera. And one of the nastiest things, this is something that I picked up on the other app, is there was a chick. I have not seen somebody, and I'm going to offend some people here, so just sorry. But I have not seen somebody light a cigarette inside of a house in like a decade, right? Usually the people that I know, at least, and there's a lot of people that smoke cigarettes that I know, they go outside to smoke. Does anybody light up a cigarette in their house anymore? That is trashy. And once, sorry to, and I'm sure there are people in here, and don't even put it in the chat that you do. But that is trashy. Cigs inside is crazy. Who does that? What are you talking about? The cocksucking anti-Semitic slob does, and the pathological liar allegedly does. And even if I'm wrong, I really don't give a fuck. It's more about the chick that just watching her chain smoke a fucking cigarette or a pack of cigarettes inside of the house. Maybe go next to a window if it's cold outside or whatever. Like, I get that. And I think this chick is in fucking San Francisco. Chewing tobacco. Yeah, because chewing tobacco does a lot of damage to your walls. You fucking idiot. And let's face it, I've always said that chewing tobacco, you could lose like your gum. Unfortunately, if you smoke cigarettes, you could lose your lung. What is worse? I vote for peace. Yes, I agree. And there is peace because this whole drama stuff is done. Tomorrow morning or tonight, whenever I go back live, it'll be back to my thing just like it was earlier this morning and done and over. I vote for war. Yeah, but that's not productive. People come in here and they want me to talk to Muslims, Democrats, Black Americans. Who gives a fuck about a pathological liar and the leg humper in chief? How do I know nobody gives a fuck? Because unless there's drama, nobody's going over there. The simple challenge is just go one on one. Talk to people one on one. Show off your communication skills. Just go one on one for an hour. And Jackie and I were talking earlier that there is a debate. At some point, I'll look at the time. I might host a debate between at the same exact time, whatever time it is. I'll start up a live, and I will host Dapper, and I will host Chain. And we're not going to talk about religion. We're going to just talk about why do you hate the person that you dislike so much? What got you to the point that you dislike these people this much? Because I am intrigued by that. And then we could compare and contrast on who is worse. Oh, you petty Dave. Yeah, I guess. Napster. Listen, you should know by now. If you're going to talk shit, at the very least, use the correct your. You should know that by now. You're better than that. You've been here long enough. And you have heard me call out people for the same thing. Thank you, Court. All right. I'm off to bed. I love you all. Appreciate you all. Behave. And just remember, when you go into these lives for Team No Shame, and it's between 20 and 90 people, type Dave was right again, or I just ask you very nicely, just think to yourself, Dave was right again. All right. Much love to you all. Behave. Click the link in my bio. That one YouTube short now has 1 million views. So my YouTube has 1.1 million views. 100,000 are from my YouTube videos, and 1 million views, at least as of earlier yesterday. 1 million views are from a 13-second clip of a dog barking at another dog. That's that. All right. I need sleep. I love you all. I appreciate you all.